Good morning, scholars. Today we're going to continue our way through Pharr's Homeric Greek, offering a reading along with the vocabulary of lines 43 to 47 of the Book 1 of the Iliad. Hos epat eŭkomenos, tu de kῑnέω bos apollon, be de kat lumpoio karenon, kῑmenos kea. Tox omoisen ἐκώς, amperepe ate fαρέτριν, ἔκλαξαν da oistoi, εʲχόμον κῑνέω. Autu kῑνέω, ho deie ουκνούκτη ἐοικώς. Again. Hos epat εὐκόμενος, tu de kῑnέω bos apollon, be de kat lumpoio karenon, kῑmenos kea. Tox omoisen ἐκώς, amperepe ate fαρέτριν, ἔκλαξαν da oistoi, εἰμον κῑνέω. Autu kῑνέω, ho deie νούκτη ἐοικώς. εὔχομαι, to pray. To, here is the definite article used as a demonstrative. So him, and this is with genitive with kῑnέω. Phoibos, as a proper noun, refers to bright or pure, Phoebus Apollo, a name of Apollo. Now we saw to with kῑnέω. Kῑnέω means to hear or understand. The genitive is used with verbs signifying to hear and perceive. Akouên, klouên, akroastai, aistanestai, puntanestai, sunienai, osprainestai. The person or thing whose words, sound, etc. are perceived by the senses stands in the genitive. The words, sound, etc. generally stand in the accusative. Then 1366. In the meaning to heed, hearken, obey, verbs of hearing generally take the genitive. So, akouepanton, ἐκλέγου da sumpere. Listen to everything, but choose that which is profitable. Akouepanton, ἐκλέγου da sumpere. Or, ton polemion akouên, to submit to enemies, from Xenophon. Ton polemion akouên. Pathestai takes the genitive instead of the dative by analogy to this use, and he cites Herodotus and Thucydides. So, hos epat eŭkomenos, tu de kῑnέω bos apollo. The two, of course, refers to the priest, and Phoebus Apollo heard him. Be de kat karenon, be de kat karenon, karenon, u ta, equals kare, ta, the top of a mountain, and it appears only in the plural. Olympoio is Olympian, but we see the expansion of the first syllable from omicron to omicron upsilon to fifth the meter. Kῑομαι, to be angry, wroth, indignant. Kῑομαι. And then kea, ta, kea, only in the nominative and accusative singular. It means the heart, soul, or breast as the seat of anger. So here it's what we would call an accusative of respect. Anger, angry, or wroth with respect to his heart. Toxon, toxon, neuter, is an arrow or a bow, and it can be in the plural of a single bow. So here we have tox with the alpha elided of the plural. Ḥώμος, ha, masculine, is one's shoulder, and it appears in the dual or the plural. When it appears in the dual or the plural, it refers to shoulders or one's shoulders. For instance, if a hero were wounded in the shoulder, you would just get the singular, ḥώμος. But here we have the plural for Apollo's shoulders. Echo, of course, is to have or to hold. Perepes is covering on both sides, i.e. holding the arrows. And te is just adds on that he has the bow and the quiver, fαρέτρη, from the same root as fέρω, to bear, to carry. So fαρέτρη, fαρέτρη is a carrier, or here in particular a quiver for his arrows. Ἐκλάξαν is third plural first aorist from klázdo, and dara, here is Deniston's note on dara. Or actually, I think this is from Smythe. No, it's Deniston. Ara, quote, marks the impression made by anything new and interesting. Its frequency, even in the most apparently commonplace scenes, is not surprising. For Homer, as for a child, the most ordinary things of daily life are profoundly interesting. This is extremely common in epic and occurs also in lyric, dara being particularly frequent in narrative. It continues to be found in Herodotus and in the not entirely Attic Xenophon. In purely Attic writers, both prose and verse, it is but occasionally met with, having a precarious footing in tragedy, mainly in lyrics, comedy, and Plato. Its character is quite foreign to the more formal style of Thucydides and the orators. Oistos, oistu, masculine, arrow. Then autos, autein, auto, here functioning as the third person demonstrative, referring to Apollo. Kinatentos is the genitive, masculine, singular, nominative, first aorist passive participle. In the passive, it means to move, to address oneself to motion, from kῑνέω. So, autou kinatentos, of him moving, or him being on the move. Eㅜ is the imperfect third singular of ἐґομαι, or actually, of ἐῆμι, to come, to go. He came, eㅜ. And we see here the complexity one has to deal with in these imperfect of ἐῆμι. Here at the bottom, we see the regular Attic forms, but at 773D, where Smythe deals with the various dialects, we see the varied Homeric forms. And looking down at the third line, we see under the third singular, which is the form we're dealing with here. So these are actually quite difficult to keep up with. And one just has to come back and forth and refer to these sections for the various forms, and then just have a certain bit of flexibility as one reads to recognize by virtue of the context what one is dealing with. But this is where these sections of Smythe, which show the irregular dialectic forms, are so valuable. Okay, nuktos, feminine, is night. So ἐοικώς is our masculine singular first perfect participle active. We see that it actually has digammas, two digammas, ṟεοικώς in the earlier form. Though perfect in form, ἐοικά is translated as present, and it means to be like, to resemble. So nukte ἐοικώς describes Apollo moving against the Achaeans as resembling night itself. And here again is the declension of the perfect active participle. So we see ḻεοικώς, which is the nominative masculine form that we have of ἐοικώς, but then the genitive, dative, and accusative showing the stem omicron tau. And then we have the strangeness of the feminine that I've addressed in the previous lecture, and the neuter, as we would expect, omicron sigma in the nominative and accusative, but then the genitives and datives, just like the masculine. So here, as often, we have the masculine and the neuters declined according to the third declension endings, whereas the feminine is declined like the first declension with alpha persistent all the way through. So, ἔκλαξαν dar o istoi ep omon kῑνέω autu kῑνέω ho de nukti ἐοικώς. So, autu kῑνέω is an example here of a genitive absolute. And from Smythe 2058a, the genitive absolute, a participle agreeing in the genitive with its own subject, which is not identical with the subject of the leading verb, is said to stand in the genitive absolute. So we have this example. Cyrus ascended the mountains without anyone preventing him. Kyros aneben epi ta ore, udenos koluontos. Udenos koluontos is our genitive absolute because udenos, the subject, does not refer to anything in the main sentence and just refers to the fact that no one prevented him while he ascended into the mountains. Now Smythe has a nice explanation of the evolution of the genitive absolute. He says at 2075, the genitive absolute took its rise from such cases as sarpedone dankos geneto glaukou apiontos. But sorrow came upon Sarpedon for Glaucus departing. Now the genitive, here properly dependent on onkos geneto, ceased to be felt as dependent on the governing expression and was extended as a distinct construction to cases in which the governing expression did not take the genitive. So again, ἔκλαξαν dar o istoi ep omon kῑνέω autu knetentos, ho dei nukti ἐοικώς. Now, the nukti ἐοικώς, nukti is dative because the dative may be used as the sole complement of many verbs that are usually transitive in English. That's our general principle. But among the different categories Smythe lists, thereafter you have at 1466, verbs meaning to be like or unlike, to compare or to befit. So he gives the example, ἐοικέναι tois toiutos, to be like such men, ἐοικέναι tois toiutos, or τι un prepe andri penete, what then befits a poor man. So we have this idea of befitting, which triggers the dative, what is suitable to a poor man. And likewise, in the first example, we have who, to be like tois toiutos, such people. So here, ho dei nukti ἐοικώς, he came forward likening himself, or likened to night. So just to read Smythe 1501, with adjectives and adverbs of similarity and dissimilarity, the comparison is often condensed. So he gives the example, she had a dress on like that of her servants. Homoion tais doulais eke tain esteta. So this is a condensed form of an example of the possessor for the thing possessed, because it equals te esteti ton doulon. And likewise in the second example, we have orbe glossa he and antia, a tongue unlike that of Orpheus. A tongue unlike to Orpheus. So again, hos epat eŭkomenos, tu declue poibos apollon, be de cat lumpoio karenon, kῑmenos kea, tox omoisen ekon, ampere be ate fαρέτριν, ἔκλαξαν da o estoi, εὔχομαι κῑνέω, autu κῑνέω, ho dei nukti ἐοικώς. Again, hos epat εὐκόμενος, tu declue poibos apollon, be de cat lumpoio karenon, kῑmenos kea, tox omoisen ekon, ampere be ate fαρέτριν, ἔκλαξαν da o estoi, εὐχόμον κῑνέω, autu κῑνέω, ho dei nukti ἐοικώς. And I'll repeat this in 6 sense segments with pauses for you to repeat after me. Hos epat εὐκόμενος, tu declue poibos apollon, be de cat lumpoio karenon, kῑmenos kea, tox omoisen ekon, ampere be ate fαρέτριν, ἔκλαξαν da o estoi, εǳχομαι κῑνέω. Autu kīneitentos. Ho de nuk de ἐοικώς. Okay. Hos epat εɁκομενος tu de κλουέ poi bosa polon, be de kat ulum poi o karenon, κῑόμενος καί. Tox omoisen ἐκών, ampere pe ate φαρέτρη, ἔκλαξαν ο εστoi εὔχομον κῑόμενο, autu kīneitentos, ho de nuk de ἐοικώς. Okay, so keep working hard, and I'll see you again soon. Have a great day. Goodbye.